Hi, I'm Larie, and welcome to your full body yoga stretch sesh for sore muscles. What you need today is a yoga mat, and you may want a yoga block handy, but it's not required. Today's focus is to show our entire body some TLC. So we're going to be working on mobility, flexibility, and just releasing any tension that we may have in our muscles. If you incorporate strength training in your workout regimen, this is going to be a great thing to do after your workout or on a recovery day. Now, our mobility and flexibility will be a little different, especially if you're sore in a certain area. So don't think your pose has to look like mine. We just want to feel it in the same spot. So if needed, decrease the range of motion or just come out of that stretch just a little bit. This should feel good. We should never have any pain. With that being said, y'all, let's get going. Go ahead and meet me in a tabletop or quadruped position. Flip the grip so the fingertips are pointed towards the quads and give yourself some gentle circles clockwise. Last one, and reverse those circles. Last one. Bring it up to center, shake out the right hand, shake out the left hand. Shift the right hand towards the center of the mat. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Work on drawing the left shoulder blade back. And then exhale, thread it through. We have that 4 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, thread it through. 3 more. On the third, we hold. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, hold. We're going to be here for a few rounds of breath. Work on drawing that left shoulder blade back, creating more mobility in the thoracic spine. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, release the left hand back down towards the mat. Reach the hands forward. Keep the hips stacked over the knees. When you can reach the hands no more, let the chest melt towards the mat for puppy pose. Frame the face with both hands, press off back into your tabletop position. Shift the left hand towards the center of the mat. Inhale, right arm reaches up, open up that right shoulder blade towards the back of the room. And exhale, thread it through. 4 more times. Last one, hold here for a few rounds of breath. With every exhale, try to guide that right shoulder blade back a little bit more. You can look up, you can look down, it is up to you. One more big deep inhale. As you exhale, release the right hand towards the left. Widen the knees, mat distance, toes go together. Send the hips back towards the heels. Reach the arms forward for child's pose. Take the hands back to frame the face. Big deep inhale. As you exhale, press off. Come back into your tabletop position momentarily. Walk the hands in and come to a neutral spine. Bring the arms out in front. Left hand will go over the right. Big deep inhale. Reach it back. Open up the thoracic spine. As you exhale, bring it back in. We have that 4 more times. This is our last time, and we hold. Take a look back at your left hand. You're welcome to stay right here. If you'd like to take it one step farther, reach towards the left heel. Your foot can be flat on the mat, or you can bring it to the toes to reduce the range of motion. If you do have a hold of your heel, start to reach the right arm up. Look up at the right hand, and then just let the neck fall back gently. So really releasing any tension on the neck, opening up the cervical spine. Bring the right hand back up towards the sky. Bring the chin towards the chest and then slowly guide yourself back up. Walk the hands out until you're in a tabletop position. We have 5 rounds of cat-cow. I'll guide you through the first round. Inhale, belly down, gaze up. As you exhale, round the spine, draw the chin in towards the chest. Really try to exaggerate this movement. We have this 4 more times. Last time. Come to a neutral tabletop position. Walk the hands in towards the knees. Bring the arms forward. This time bring right hand on top of the left. Inhale, open up, look back. Exhale, draw it in 4 more times at your own pace. Last time, and now we hold. Not the breath, just the pose. Start to look back at the right hand and then gaze down at your right foot. Your foot can be flat or you can anchor the toes. It is up to you. Stay right there, or if you would like, just guide your hand down to that right heel. Look up at the hand and then slowly start to look up. So open up through the cervical spine. Really try to release that tension that we may hold in our neck, especially if you're at a computer all day. Bring the left hand back up towards the sky. Bring the chin towards the chest, and then guide yourself back up. Walk the hands back out until you're in a tabletop position. 5 rounds of cat-cow. Last round. Come back to a neutral tabletop position. Walk the hands in towards the knees, come to a neutral spine. Now we're coming into a half camel pose. It is very gentle, so bring the hands to the sides of the waistline, or you can support your low back. Start to release the neck first, so look up at the sky. That should feel pretty amazing on the neck. Now start to open up the chest. Good. If you want to take it one step farther, bring the head back a little bit more. We're going to be here for 5 rounds of breath. Make it relaxing. Last round of breath. Let's come out of this pose by collapsing at the chest slightly And now bring the head up slowly. So we're looking forward. And now just take it to the right and to the left. Come back to a neutral spine. Walk the hands out until you're in a tabletop position. Now bring the hands about 6 inches forward. Big deep inhale, curl the toes. As you exhale, lift off from the knees and send the hips up and back. Bring the left heel up and just really try to drive the right heel towards the mat. We should feel a big stretch along the back of the right leg. Last round of breath here. And let's switch sides. Right heel goes up, left heel goes down. One more round of breath. On the next inhale, bring both heels up off of the mat, and on the exhale, release both heels down. Now if your heels don't touch, that's okay, but with every exhale, try to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. So on the exhale, drive the chest towards the quads and see if your heels can get a little closer to the mat. Start to shift the weight into the hands, come up on the ball mounts of the feet, walk the feet out mat distance. Now start to walk the hands in towards the feet. Grab opposite elbow, opposite hand, and now start to sway right and left. I'm going to give you a different view. Make yeses and nos with the head. Now go side to side with the head. We just want to make sure we're not carrying any tension in our neck. Just enjoy the sway back and forth. We'll be here 5 more times. Now bring all swaying to a complete stop. Release the hands to the mat, and if they're dangling, that's fine. Bring it to an external rotation, heels and toes out. Big deep inhale. On the next exhale, guide yourself over to your right side. Settle in here. Big deep inhale. Start to bring the right hand to the shin and then open up. Left arm reaches up. Just work on driving the left shoulder blade back. And if needed, come out of it a little bit more. We'll feel a really big stretch along the inner thigh. One more big deep inhale. As you exhale, release the left arm back down. Sway it back towards the center. Pause here momentarily. On the next inhale, sway it over to the left. And exhale, settle in. On the next inhale, left hand goes to the shin, and exhale, right arm reaches up. Work on drawing that right shoulder blade back, and you'll feel a big stretch along the adductor, maybe even into the hamstring. Let this hip just sway off. One more big deep inhale. As you exhale, slowly just let it collapse and bring it back to center. I'm going to change views back to maybe where you were. Inhale for a flat back. And exhale, see if you can let that head hang a little bit deeper. Notice where you feel this stretch, possibly back of the legs and into that low back. Bend the knees so much so that you can plant the hands. Release the right knee, release the left knee, and roll up until you're in a neutral spine. Now we're going to start to work on your hip flexors. Bring the left foot forward. Keep a neutral low back. Big deep inhale. As you exhale, just start to sway forward, but keep this neutral low back. It'll provide a deeper stretch here and here. To take it one step farther, inhale, right arm reaches up and over. On your next inhale, release the right arm. Now start to hinge it forward. Bring both hands to the mat, and if needed, come to a block, and just let this left foot sway open like a book. So we're going to come into a gentle lizard here. Just work on letting that left knee just melt. So now we're going to feel a big stretch in the left hip and in the left glute. Let your head do what it wants. On the next inhale, bring the left sole of the foot back towards the mat. Walk the hands in and start to straighten the left leg. Dorsiflex at the ankle, hinge from the hips, and we're aiming to target the hamstring and somewhere into that calf area. If needed, use a wall or use a block. Let your head do what it wants. On the next inhale, come out of it. Left knee goes beside the right. And we're coming to the other side. Nothing fancy here, but it should feel pretty amazing. Neutral low back. Inhale. Exhale. Come forward. We should feel very big stretch along that left hip flexor. And you may not, depending where you're sore. And your flexibility of range of motion. Come into it. To take it one step farther, left arm reaches up and over towards this right knee. Inhale, release the left arm down. Now start to hinge it forward. Bring the hands to the mat or a block and start to guide the right foot open. Work on letting this right knee just melt towards the floor, and it may be really tight. You may want to give yourself a little friendly, hey, let's get a little bit open, but do so very slowly. And again, let your head do what it wants. Come to a neutral spine if you weren't already there. Release the sole of the right foot back towards the mat. Start to walk the hands back. Right foot dorsiflex. And then start to hinge. You can use a wall. You can use a block. Just notice where we feel the stretch. We're just aiming to feel it right here. And on your next inhale, come out of it, return the right knee beside the left. Now we're going to get into our very, very deep stretches. Go into it slowly. Walk the hands out until the shoulders are stacked over the wrists. Release the hips. This isn't our big stretch yet, but we're about to get there. All right, now release the chest towards the mat. I'm going to remove my mic. And release the top of the head towards the mat. Bring the right arm out directly to the side, so it's at a 3 o'clock position. Start to roll over onto your right ear, and then very slowly take it back. So we're looking to stretch out the delt here, your shoulder. So if this is enough, I want you to stay right here. If you still don't feel the stretch, turn the left foot into a kickstand and open up a little bit more. I'm good right here, but if you still don't feel a stretch, you can start to reach the hand back. I'll be staying where I previously was. And on your next inhale, slowly start to collapse back towards the mat. Very slowly. Bring the hands to frame the face. Big deep inhale, press off. Exhale, just melt. So we're in a little modified upward facing dog. Stay with me for this next one. We're just going into a spinal twist, but we're going to get a little fancy here. So start to hinge at the elbows. Bring the right arm underneath the left. Release the right shoulder down. Left knee stays planted, and just open up. If you find the left knee floating, just use that right hand as a little weight. With every exhale, try to get the left shoulder to melt a little bit more. And to come out of it, we're going to release that right arm down and just guide yourself with this left hand until you're in a little cobra. Release the head back down towards the mat, and we're coming into the other side. Left hand goes directly out to the side. Big deep inhale. As you exhale very slowly, start to come onto your left side. If you're good here, stop. If you'd like to take it one step farther, turn that right foot into a kickstand. If you'd like to take it even one step farther, reach the right arm up and back to open up even more. I'm good where I just was. One more big deep inhale. As you exhale, just let that right knee collapse inward. Roll over back onto your tummy. Frame the chest with both hands and press off until you're in a modified upward facing dog. We're coming into our spinal twist. So start to hinge very gently from the elbows. Release the left hand through the right arm and just guide yourself over. So your right knee is bent. Use the left arm as a weight to guide it down. I'm going to scoot away from my wall and just try to get that right shoulder to melt a little bit more. This time to come out of it, Release that left hand, bring the right foot back onto the mat, bend the left knee, and walk the feet in. Bring the knees towards the armpits, soles of the feet to the sky. Grab the outer blades of the feet, and on the exhale, draw the knees in towards the armpits. Really creating a lot of space in the low back, and also opening up your hips. If you'd like to take this happy baby for a ride, feel free to, and create that movement, or stay still. On the next inhale, drive both knees towards the armpits, and on the exhale, release. We're coming into another spinal twist, this time with figure 4 legs. So the outside of the left ankle goes over the right quad. Draw the right knee in. Hands go in between the space you just created to grab a hold of the hamstring. Dorsiflex at the ankles. Inhale, press against that left inner thigh. As you exhale, draw the right knee in. Right now, this is just a figure 4 stretch, and we're opening up your hip and your glute on the left side. Now keep the position of the feet, but release the hands off to a T. Let that left foot sway off and over to the right. So now we're in that spinal twist. This knee, that left knee, drive it towards what is now the front wall. With every inhale, just see if you can guide that left foot towards your face, and then press that knee back. Make sure this left hip isn't caving inward. Mine is not touching, there's a lot of space. Just actively draw it back towards the mat. One more big deep inhale. As we exhale, come back to that regular figure 4 and then release the feet. So the other side, cross the right ankle over left quad. Press, draw it in. Hands go in between the space that you just created. On the inhale, gently press against the right inner thigh. As you exhale, draw the left knee in. Keep the feet dorsiflexed. Keep the feet in the legs in the position that they are in, but release the hands off to a T. Big deep inhale. As we exhale, release the right sole of the foot towards the ground. Actively press this right knee towards the front of the room. If needed, use the left knee to guide it up, but make sure that right hip is actively guiding itself down. If we're here, we're not going to feel a stretch. On the next inhale, slowly release. Come out of it, draw the knees in towards the chest, give it a hug. Draw the chin in, and then give yourself a few rolls. You may want to switch the position of the hands to the hamstrings. Let's do this twice more. And on the next roll, come all the way up, and then come back to that position that we were in when we were doing those half camels. All right, so now we're going to try to go into a full camel, opening up. This is a huge opener. Go into it slow. Remember, we can do this with our feet to just decrease the range of motion. You can also do this with blocks. Big deep inhale. Reach the left arm up and look back at the left heel. Maybe your fingertips are just there, that's okay. And let's take the other side and see if you can find that other heel. Draw the chest towards the sky and then let the gaze fall naturally. If this is too much, I want you to just come back into that half camel pose. We're going to be here for 3 more rounds of breath. To come out of this pose, bring the right hand to the right hip, bring the left hand to the left hip, and then very slowly bring the gaze forward. Roll the shoulders back and roll them forward. Come to a nice easy seat. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over to guide the side of the head. Gently guide the left ear down. Reach the right arm out. Inhale up to center and exhale, just switch. Inhale, both arms reach up towards the sky. As you exhale, side bend up and over to your left. Inhale up to center. Exhale, side bend up and over to the right. Inhale up to center and just start to make really gentle full circles with the neck. We have this for 3 times. Do it really slow before we reverse it. And now let's take it in the opposite direction for 3. I'm keeping my eyes closed. I prefer it that way. You may want to as well. And bring it back to a neutral spine. Let the eyes stay nice and soft here. Take 1 deep inhale and follow it with a deep exhale. Let the eyes open. And that's it, y'all. I hope you feel amazing. That was the goal. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on IG at Larie Midkiff. And if you like this, definitely let me know, because I've been slacking on the stretching and the yoga on YouTube. So if you like it, let me know, and I will definitely create more for everyone. So I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.